Look, bruh, I seen Rosenberg Raw versus T Rex. I watched it about 3 different times, and there's a reason why I watched it so many times. First of all, there's a narrative that's being painted in the community. People are kind of talking about, yo, Rex wouldn't let him rap. You know, Rex is trash. Rex is this. Rex is that. They just going in on Rex right now, and I'm kind of just like, let me just rewatch this shit kind of to see what is going on. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm kind of getting a different perspective than what I believe a lot of people have, like with this battle. And this is what I want to say. The narrative is that Rex is not allowing Rosenberg Raw to rap. So this is what I get. I'm timing it. And it looks like Rex in round one, he goes ahead and times Rosenberg Raw at 4 minutes and 40 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So he allowed him to rap 4 minutes and 40 seconds. I think Rex is kind of telling people he let him go 3:40 or 3 something. He actually let him go 4 minutes and 40 seconds. The clever thing about what Raw is doing is he's kind of saying, yo, he's not letting me rap, this and that and the third, kind of painting the picture or at least planting the seed in your head to make you believe, like, while the battle's going on, is that Rex is not allowing him to rap. You see what I'm saying? So then, you know, Rex goes ahead and he starts rapping and he stops at around 2 minutes and 58 seconds. You know, so he's going over. So what I hear, I talked to ARP and I was just like, yo, how long were the rounds? You know, and he's saying that the rounds were 2 minutes with a grace period. So technically it would be 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You know what I mean? So it looks like Rex is kind of slightly over the time, whereas Rosenberg Raw is 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So he's way over like the time, you know, but I think, you know, how it plays out, and at least in my personal opinion, kind of looking at it, Rex is, you know, he's kind of talking during like Rosenberg Raw's round and shit, things that you're not supposed to do. Look, there's like an unwritten rule. When somebody's battling you, you just be quiet. You just take it. You know what I mean? You're going to have your chance to, you know, respond back, rebuttal, do whatever you have to do. But there's an unwritten rule to where you kind of just allow the person to get off their bars. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's a situation where you're approaching time and the other battle rapper has to call time, that's a different situation. That's a different scenario. But, you know, Rex is kind of cutting Rosenberg Raw off like in mid-round. You know, so while he's doing that, he's kind of like making Rosenberg have to say something about it. And while Rosenberg is kind of like addressing Rex like, yo, like you gonna talk to me around, you know, doing all this shit, it's taking time away from Rosenberg Raw. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of what he's doing. So by the time Raw gets to a point, you know what I mean, it's getting interrupted by Rex, and he's making, you know, Raw have to respond to him again, and then Raw has to do like another setup, and then it's kind of just like, you know, he's, you know, not really getting through his entire round, probably as smooth as he wants to get through it, and he's not giving out the material that he probably wants to give out in the allotted time because Rex is cutting him off, which is a smart mental game. I don't like it as a viewer. I'm watching it like, yo, like just let him rap, you know, but I kind of see what Rex is doing in a sense, but just keep your eyes open and kind of look at Rex allowed Rosenberg Raw to rap 4 minutes and 40 seconds when he rapped 2 minutes and 58 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So check out the narrative that's being painted and then keep that in mind. Moving on to round two, Rosenberg Raw starts rapping. He gets stopped at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. You can see Rex kind of having a conversation with, you know, ARP, and ARP is kind of like, yo, like, all right, like you kind of perfect with the time, like you stopped it like right on time, like it's no problem, you know, and as a matter of fact, Rex stopped it 15 seconds after the allotted grace period. So people are kind of saying like, yo, Rex isn't allowing Rosenberg Raw to rap, but he allowed him to rap, you know what I'm saying, to 2 minutes and 45 seconds, which is 15 seconds over. Then Rosenberg Raw starts rapping again, and then he gets stopped at the 3 minutes and 23 second mark. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of just like Rex is, once Rosenberg Raw is over the time, Rex is kind of being extra, you know what I mean, disrespectful in a sense to where he's kind of talking through shit. But if you think about it technically, you know, Rosenberg Raw is rapping over the time. So Rex is probably feeling like I could just say whatever the fuck I want to say at this point because you're over the time. You know what I mean? So, but to me, it's kind of like it's still disrespectful to cut somebody off while they're rapping. You're either going to let them rap or you're not going to let them rap. You know, you have to make that determination as a battle rapper. The problem lies is when you have a time battle, you know, you see Big K all the time. He's cutting people off and shit like that. People get pissed off. Like, why is Big K cutting them off? Just let him rap. Why isn't Big K rapping 5 minutes or 4 minutes or 3.5 minutes? Why is he rapping, you know, to the allotted time? Because that's what he prepared for. That's what he was contracted for. And the same situation as Rex. Rex is paid for a specific time. This is the amount of time he's going to rap. This is what he's contracted for, and he's not going to go over it. You know what I mean? Whereas Rosenberg Raw is using this as an opportunity to kind of get off his bars and kind of make a show. He says to Rex, you know, let's give him a show, Rex. You know, like kind of just like, yo, like Rex, like, let's continue to rap. You know what I mean? And kind of just get through this shit, you know, but the narrative is being painted at that point, or I should say the seeds are being planted in the people's head like, yo, Rex won't let me rap, you know, this, that, and the third. We're just talking about time right now. So we get to the third round, you know what I mean? Or I should say second round, Rex raps 2 minutes and 11 seconds, you know, in the second round. So he allowed Rosenberg Raw to rap up until technically 3 minutes and 23 seconds. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of, you know, Rosenberg raps longer, and then you get, you know, Rex, he stops at 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Then you get the third round. Rosenberg Raw, he raps till 3 minutes and 49 seconds. And keep in mind, the contract is for 2 minutes with slight overages. You know what I'm saying? Or I should say with a grace period, which is normally in the battle 30 seconds. You see what I'm saying? So instead of rapping 2 minutes and 30 seconds, Rosenberg Raw raps for 3 minutes and 49 seconds. He gets stopped, you know what I mean? And then, you know, Rosenberg Raw and Rex are kind of having a, you know, back and forth. Rex allows him to rap for an additional minute and 4 seconds. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, when you calculate all that, Rosenberg Raw had plenty of time to get out everything that he was supposed to get out if, you know, he's abiding by the contract to where it's supposed to be 2 minute rounds. You know what I mean? I know people are pissed off at Rex. I'm mad. I kind of want to see, you know, what he was going to do like with this battle, but I have to be fair and think about what is the contract? You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to judge this battle, these are some things you have to take into consideration, not necessarily the length of the round. You know what I mean? Now, if it's in a limited round, you know, he's doing stuff like cutting you off. Now there's a big problem. But Rex is kind of like, once you reach, and just like the third round is a perfect, you know, representation of that, once, you know, Rosenberg Raw goes over the time, Rex starts getting a little bit flagrant, you know, being a little bit disrespectful, being a little bit extra, because at that point, Rosenberg Raw is over the time. And I get it. I know what y'all saying, like, well, PIPERBOY won. He shouldn't be cutting them off. You know, I kind of agree with that. But at the same time, you're a battle rapper. You signed a contract for a specific time. Somebody is willfully going over the contract in multiple rounds. He feels like I can just be disrespectful and do what I want at that point. So then you get a situation to where Rex raps, and Rex raps 2 minutes and 32 seconds, 2 seconds over, you know, the contracted, you know what I mean, like the time that they were supposed to be rapping, which is the 2 minutes with a grace period, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He raps 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Now, getting back to who won this battle, I'm going to be real with you. Y'all not going to like this shit. You know what I mean? I want to say this before I start. I felt like, you know, watching Rosenberg Raw in this battle, I wouldn't mind seeing him again. You know, there was like glimpses. We couldn't see him like in full effect because of Rex stopping him and playing around in the battle. But what I did see from Rosenberg Raw, I felt like it was even better than what I saw with him versus Craig Lamar, and little glimpses, you know, before he can get like his momentum up. So I would like to see him again, like battle somebody that he wants to battle. Maybe they can do something with a longer time period. You know, I don't feel like Rosenberg Raw is bad, you know what I mean? But I do feel like he did go over the time. Now, who had the better first round? My personal opinion, if you're sticking to the time, I feel like Rosenberg wasn't really able to get out much. You know, you got to remember, he rapped 4 minutes and 40 seconds, but within the 2 minute mark or the 2 minutes with grace period, Rosenberg didn't really say much. Most of that time was spent arguing with Rex. So I don't know if Rex is playing mind games with Rosenberg Raw, like, I'm going to play with this guy, or, you know what I mean, or get into his mentality to get him knocked off his game so that I can call time on him and then I can start rapping. You know what I mean? And you got Rex, he starts rapping. And Rex is able to get through everything. You know, so in my personal opinion, if you're being actually technical with the battle, Rex got the first round. You know, I see a lot of people saying, oh, Rex got 3-0, this and that. He got the first round if you want to get technical. Now, if you want to just let it play out, Rosenberg Raw's rapping 4 minutes and 40 seconds, and, you know, just, you know, Rex 2 minutes and 58 seconds, you throw everything out the window, yeah, it's going to look like Rosenberg Raw won the first round clearly. But being technical about it, T-Rex actually got the first round. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion on it. Moving on to the second round. You know, it's, you know, Rosenberg Raw, he raps for 2 minutes and 45 seconds, you know, and then he extends it to 3 minutes and 23 seconds. You know what I mean? So, and then you got Rex, he raps 2 minutes and 11 seconds. You know, I got technically, you know, even when you look at everything, material versus material, I got Rosenberg Raw giving me a better feel like in that second round. So I'm going with Rosenberg Raw in the second round. The third round, this is where the shit gets tricky. You know what I mean? You got Rosenberg Raw wrapping up to 3 minutes and 49 seconds. You know, Rex is like, you know, playing around and kind of trying to cut him off and, you know, just being disrespectful like in the round. But is he being disrespectful? Is it to the point to where after Rosenberg Raw is supposed to be done with his round, Rex is starting to say extra shit, you know what I mean, or do extra things to try to knock him off his game? Then, you know, he's kind of gets him stopped, and then he allows Rosenberg Raw to rap for another, you know, 1 minute and 4 seconds. But what Rosenberg said, the way it was said, was it delivered cleanly, you know, like, or was it part of Rex's game to knock Rosenberg Raw off of balance so that, you know, Rex could just come in with 2 minutes and 32 seconds and steal the round, you know? And honestly, I'm being real with y'all, that third round is low-key debatable. You know what I mean? So you could, you know, if you want to be technical about it, you could give Rex that third round. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody got on here and they said, I think Rex won the battle, I legit can't be mad at them for saying that, depending on what they're looking at. If they're looking at everything as a whole, I might have a problem with that. But if they're saying it's a 2 minute battle with a grace period, and I'm looking at who was able to get everything out without stopping and having to do this and having to do that, it's Rex. He was able to get everything out like he was supposed to. Was his material fire? No, it wasn't. You know what I mean? But his first round, he might have edged. You know, being real with you on the technicality. And then the third round, some people can say he may have edged that third round. I'm in a toss-up over it. You know what I mean? Like, part of me wants to give it to Rosenberg Raw just because I don't like the way this whole battle is playing out. But I could see somebody giving this shit to Rex. So, you know, in my personal opinion, this battle might be somewhat, you know, debatable. Even though you want to just say Rosenberg Raw 30, it might somewhat be debatable on a technicality. You know what I'm saying? So I could say Rex won this battle, or I could say Rosenberg Raw won the battle. You know what I mean? But either way, you know, you're going to have problems. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of leaning, being real with you, with everything Rex got out, even though I didn't like some of the shit that was being said, I'm kind of leaning towards his third a little bit more, and that's the problem with it. You know what I'm saying? When battles are being stopped and this and that, if there's a timekeeping issue, you know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, if you're a league owner or something, you don't know if the other battler is going to let the person rock out. You kind of caught up in the moment yourself. It's a lot of things that you have to watch out for. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You know what I mean? I think that third round is debatable. You know what I mean? So I might have to watch that one again. But for right now, I'll first watch, I got Rosenberg 30. Second watch, you know, I got this shit is kind of almost at a draw. Third watch, you know what I mean? It's not really a third watch because I'm really looking at the first and the third, you know, and the third watch. I might be technically inclined to want to lean towards Rex. You see what I'm saying? And this people gonna get pissed off like, PIPERBOY Wiz, what the fuck did you just watch? I'm looking at the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? But if time plays no part in it, Rosenberg Raw won the battle. You know what I mean? But if you're gonna look at the technicalities of the battle, forget all the poor sportsmanship, this and that. What was being said? Who was able to say everything cleanly, get it out to the public, you know, in a decent amount of time, you know, without a lot of interruptions, you know, and it's sad to say it, even though Rex was doing a lot of extra shit, he may have ended up, you know, potentially edging out the damn battle. You know what I mean? And when it drops on YouTube, maybe people will be able to, you know, give their opinions on it. But for right now, I'm on the toss-up, you know what I mean, for the battle. And it sounds fucking crazy. What do I think about Rosenberg Raw? I think Rosenberg Raw, you know, I think he's, you know, he needs another battle. That's what I think. I'm being real. He needs another battle. I don't think he was doing bad when he started getting his momentum. I think he's one of the best people, like, around the area of, like, around Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he's bad, you know, but I feel like this wasn't a great battle for him. It was a lot of extra shit. They kept calling each other out their names and saying they wanted to fight and this, that, and the third. And I get it. You know, if I'm Rosenberg Raw, I'm kind of expecting things to go a certain way. But then again, you got to think, am I really expecting this to play all the way out if I'm actually over my rounds? Was this premeditated? Did you know you were going to be over your rounds? It's a lot to think about. You know what I'm saying? And this is what the problem lies, like, when you get into judge battles, because all of this shit is going to have to be taken into consideration. And you're going to have situations where people are going to be like, no, Rex won. And then you're going to have people arguing like, what the fuck are you talking about? How did Rex win? But if you look at it technically, he might have won this battle. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is on that. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Should battles be judged? Should they not be judged? You know, I kind of don't think they should. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people are going to be pissed off when people start playing mind games like that in battles. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm mad that Rex did that. But he may have played a different level of a mind game with his opponent, and he may have edged out that battle. You know what I'm saying? But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Like I said, the third, you know, think about that one. You know what I'm saying? Watch it. Think about the time. Come back to the blog and let me know what y'all think. But overall, without the time situations and the issues, you know, I told you who I got. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace.